Thank you very much, Mr. Honor, for calling in. And, well, I think sort of promisingly, the president himself, no less, has said that the time for state police is now. So the president has thrown his weight behind the whole idea. It just requires for it to be worked out. But we have the #1 citizen who is firmly in support of it. Now, Dr. Onoja, let me come back to you. Okay, we've heard people speak on this matter. I wanted to ask you, especially your outrage, the outrage that you expressed, it brings up the other matter of negotiating with bandits, robbers, ne'er-do-wells. There have been those who have, adopted the moral position that you never, negotiate with those kind of people. Some people have had that attitude but then have changed. I wonder what you think. An example of that is El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna, El-Rufai, who at one time, you'll recall, was fully engaged, thinking that there was succor in that direction. But then he was later to swear it off, say no way anymore. What do you think about this whole idea of negotiating with bandits?
Negotiations can come in different concepts. And so what sort of negotiations? I mean, what same community, what same society? Which same society negotiate with terrorists? What is the concept of this negotiation we talk about? Negotiation with a known criminal, like the Zamfara state governor knows the criminals and the bandits, like he claimed, and he has been in ties with them. It's funding terrorism. That is not negotiation. It's funding terrorism because the money they get, either through the our security votes, who knows? Because if security votes are not utilized for the purpose of security, it also can be used for the purpose of insecurity. So we don't negotiate with bandits as a way to end insecurity. No. You negotiate with the current needs of the people. Identify the challenges of the people. Engage the people, not on criminal grounds, not people that are already being engaged, killings, and then living in the forest. What sort of negotiation? Like they have been doing. When you want to talk about negotiation to yield result, like the former governor of Zamfara State did, gentlemen, let's come on board. What are the problems? Identify the root cause. What are the issues? Illiteracy, bring out education, free education. Joblessness, engage the youth. Where the people feel that there's an upward shift and that the government is not representing them in the true sense of representation and governance is not meeting the people the way it's up to, address those issues. Who are those that needs to be empowered? Empower them. These are some of the things that the former governor of Zamfara State did, and there was relative peace in the state. Where are the youths? Engage them. Some motorcycles, at least they can go about. Some, the usual keke napep. Some were sent to schools. Some were on the payrolls of the government in terms of, as a way of empowerment. And some were even giving free education. So when these issues were, resolved, they have relative peace. And then there was even this neighborhood approach that they were able to identify those that were a threat among them. And so because they know that they are enjoying the benefit and the dividends of democracy, when you want to engage in any criminal forms, they report it to authority. But when the current governor came on board, all these measures were relaxed. And we have, when people are jobless, people were in school, were sent out of school, and they cannot pay the school fees anymore. These are people that were being paid, that were under the government skills before, and they have no other ways again. Prostitution, stealings, criminalities, banditries, all of them on the rise, and that's not give room to what has happened. Okay. Perhaps the governor knows what happened then. But then, talking about negotiation in this own concept, what Nasiru El-Rufai did was not negotiation. Is a way of funding terrorism. And just like the former National Security Advisor told us, unfortunately that never happened, that they were going to release the names of the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria until he left office.
Yeah.
The over 400 sponsors of Boko Haram and all of that he promised he was going to release never happened until he left office. We may have seen the names and the likes of Erufai on that list because he targeted a national policy that they were now feeding bandits, negotiating with bandits. So we need, as a people, we need that the people need to come up with our concept to call a spade a spade. We cannot say they are negotiating and hiding under the concept of negotiation while they are funding their business. Because, you know, insecurity, like the federal lawmaker have told us, is a cash cow business. So we can't hide under concept of negotiation while we are funding our businesses.